So now we are going to make red velvet cupcakes, and this version uses eggs. The ingredients I have here are the sugar, and that's cake flour, that's cocoa powder, baking powder, salt, baking soda. All of this dry ingredients together with the sugar is going to first go into the bowl, and we are going to beat that, and into that we are going to add the butter, egg, red food coloring, that's the key for the red velvet, and all this is going to go into the dry, that includes the sugar, and we are going to beat there for about 3 to 4 minutes, and that is the stage where the butter is going to cream with the sugar. Now during that process all the dry ingredients are going to be there, and in this method where the dry is added first into the bowl, rather in the creaming method we add the butter and the sugar first, but here we add, and in that creaming method we add the flour at the end. Now this method is called reverse creaming method, where we are adding all the dry initially and then we add the butter, where the butter creams itself with the sugar together with all the dry. This method becomes easier for beginners because in the creaming method we say that by adding the dry ingredients at the end we have to avoid overbeating. Now if we overbeat at that stage, then maybe the cake would lose out its soft texture. Now to make it easy for beginners, the reverse creaming method enables keeping the dry ingredients together with the sugar and the butter, and while creaming everything goes in, so there is no fear of overbeating using this method. There is liquid ingredients which goes in at the end, that involves buttermilk, vinegar and vanilla extract, that will be added at the end, and after the addition of the liquid we do not overbeat. We just make sure the liquid combines well with the batter, and then we start piping or filling up the cupcake liners. Now for this recipe I have the cupcake pan lined with the cupcake liners, and the oven should be preheating at 180 degree Celsius. Okay, so I am just going to set aside the liquid ingredients and also the egg, butter and the color. Now all the dry is going to go in. Now I am going to use a sift, the sieve. Okay, so I am just going to keep the KitchenAid bowl. Into the KitchenAid bowl I am going to use a metal sieve and add all the dry. Cocoa powder, baking powder, salt and baking soda. So this sieving part is done. Into this I am going to add sugar. Use a wire whisk and then mix it together. So into this I am going to add the butter, egg and the red food coloring. So I am using gel. You could use liquid as well. So I am just going to put the bowl into the stand mixer and beat this on slow speed until everything combines. Then I am going to increase the speed to medium high and then beat it for 3 to 4 minutes. So after about a minute, it's going to look like this. Okay, so I'm going to put it back into the beater and keep beating. Okay, so after about 2 minutes, so it's going to be like this, and now on this I'm going to add the buttermilk, vanilla, and the vinegar. This I'm going to put it back and then beat on slow speed until everything combines. So beat for 2 minutes until you have a smooth batter. So I'm just going to clean the scraper. So now I'm just going to clean the beater blade. I'm going to show how the batter looks. So now it is clean, smooth, and it just falls back into the bowl. Okay, so this I'm going to use a ice cream scoop and then fill in the prepared cupcake molds. So just want to fill just half to about 2/3 full, not more. So depending on the size of the liner you are using, you will be needing about 12, and this is a small sized liner. You just want to flatten up in case you're adding extra. It is going to anyway melt during baking. So I have about a batter left for 4 more cupcakes, but you can see the cupcake liner is a little smaller for the pan, and This needs to go into the oven to get baked at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes, and a toothpick inserted into the center of one cupcake comes out clean. In case you have wet batter in the toothpick, then you will pop it back into the oven and check every 3 minutes to take it out, and once you have the toothpick come out clean, you need to take it out and then cool them on wire rack. Now I am going to pop this into the oven and get back and show you how these cupcakes have baked. So the cupcakes have baked beautifully. You can see they are beautiful and then springy back to the touch, and I'm going to insert a toothpick into the center of one cupcake, and you can see it has come out clean, and that way you know that your cupcake has been baked beautifully. And now this you need to allow to cool in the room temperature for about 10 minutes, and when you know you can handle the pan is not very hot, you need to remove the cupcakes from the pan and then leave them out, because if you're going to leave them in the pan, then it is going to get sticky at the bottom, it is going to catch up on the moisture. And now if you're going to bake just a batch or two and then you want to send it out for an order, you could bake them the same day and then frost and then send it out, and until frosting the cakes can remain, the cupcakes can remain in room temperature. But if there is a requirement that you need to frost say about hundreds 200 cupcake at a time, because there is an order, a bulk order, or you are going to bake for a bake sale or something, then you could bake the cupcakes and then seal them in ziplocs, allowing the air to go out, and then fold and keep them in the freezer. You could do that even several days ahead of time. And when you're ready to frost, you need to take the cupcakes from the ziplocs from the freezer and leave them out, and leave the cupcakes inside the ziplocs in the room temperature for about 2 hours, after which the cupcakes you can take them out of ziploc and they are as good as fresh, and then you could frost it and then take it out to your stall or send it out to your order. Now I'm going to allow them to cool down a bit, and then I'm going to get back and show you how to frost these cupcakes using the cream cheese frosting.